Today I'm going to show you 10 plugins that every EDM artist must know. First plugin on this list is called Sitala, and not only is Sitala free, but it's also one of the best, easiest, quickest ways to write drum rhythms. Let me show you why. So how this plugin works is you want to get access to all of your drum samples and load up a couple of drums. Boom, we got a kick, we have a snare. So all you have to do is load up a couple drum samples like I just did, and you're ready to start making a drum loop. But it makes auditioning different drums the easiest, best experience you've ever had making drums. Every sample that you drag in, you can just change it so quickly without having to go retrack everything or get rid of the sample that you had in there before. It does all of that for you, and there's only a couple of knobs that you really can't kill yourself with. It's a very, very easy plugin to use, very, very simple. I highly recommend it. Second plugin on this list is called Camel Crusher, and it's free, it's tiny, and it's so easy to use, and it just makes any sound massive. EDM is such a powerful genre that it's just a necessity that every producer should have in his or her arsenal. So if we take a little tiny clap like this, and we just turn on Camel Crusher, it just gets a lot bigger. And so let's take a little melody like this one. That you would think is already big, but you don't even know the potential of a sound like this. The third plugin on this list is my ultimate favorite plugin in the world, and it's called Nexus III. There's no way around it. This is one of the greatest plugins for electronic music because it's just made for the electronic music producer. And not only that, but the sounds in Nexus III are the highest quality sounds you've ever heard generated from a plugin. It is a bit pricey, but there's no question that you spend the money once and this plugin will be one of your best friends for the rest of your time as a producer. It never gets old. Any sound you would need, this has a super high quality version of that sound. Like I said, it's a bit expensive, but it was hands down one of the best investments I've ever made in my music production career. The fourth plugin on this list is called OTT. Now I know this plugin's been around for a while, but after 4 years of using it heavily, it is still just as amazing as it was since the day I got it. And not only that, but this is a free plugin. So I have a little sequence here of notes. But if I turn OTT on and I just tweak the one knob, because that's all you really need to know how to work on this plugin, is a single knob, and it is the depth knob. So if we play this with OTT versus without, it's a little bit flatter, a little bit drier, but once we turn up the depth knob, it's like the sound just comes alive and it punches you in the face. The fifth plugin on this list is another one of those plugins I can't go another project without using, and it's called Shaperbox. And what it does is just adds movement to everything really quickly and easily. Let me show you how. So I have an atmospheric sound here, and it sounds like this. But because it's an atmospheric sound, I want it to move around a lot and be really exciting. So I'm going to do some volume ducking to it, and that'll sound like this. Now you can see it's pumping, and then I'm going to do some crazy movement with the panning, and this is what I love about this plugin so much. You could do it all right here. You could hear the lead is now flying all over the atmosphere. The sixth plugin on this list is a saturation plugin. My favorite saturation plugin of choice is Fab Filter Saturn. So in today's world, like myself, most producers are producing all 100% digitally without any nice analog hardware. What saturation plugins do is it takes the digital edge off of everything. Digitally produced sounds very flat, clean, and fake sounding. Analog produced sounds are very warm, big, and real sounding. Saturation plugins like Fab Filter Saturn or Soundtoys Decapitator remove the digital side of sounds and make them sound more analog, warm, and real. Saturation plugins are amazing to use on drums, leads, bass, and even the master of your song. And it just makes everything sound more real and professional. Here's a little diagram I made using a sine wave, which a sine wave is just a basic waveform that sounds like this. And you can see when you add saturation, what it's actually doing is it's adding harmonics where there aren't actually harmonics existing already. So this is a basic sine wave without saturation. You can see, just looking at it, that sound would sound weak, cheap, and thin. And then with saturation, it sounds thick, warm, and it really does sound expensive. Seventh on this list is called Reference by Mastering the Mix. And what reference plugins allow you to do is switch back and forth between a professionally made song and your project, and it helps you answer the question, what is my project missing? And it really helps with mixing, like a whole lot. So when I use a reference plugin, it pretty much goes like this. I download a song and I slide it into the plugin, and then you're just ready to go after that. So I can't use a song from any big artist or anything because of copyright reasons, but they would be the songs that I would use in a plugin like this. But for this video, I'm going to use my song Moonlit just for the demonstration. So the way reference plugins work is this. You just press play. And you just go back and forth between your original and the song you're using as a reference. It's a massive help with comparing your songs so fast you can actually hear what your song's missing. 8 on this list is Vintage Valhalla Reverb, and it's just a powerful, dense, really, really heavy reverb, and I just love the sound of it. So yeah, just massive reverb, and there's really no limitations with this, and there's a bunch of knobs that you can tweak the reverb with, and it's just amazing. The next plugin is called Buoy, and it's the best echo plugin that I could ever really find. It not only has stunning echoes and delays, but it can also make things wider, so it's really, really good for stereo enhancement too, and that's really why I like it. So here's without Buoy. We have a little vocal chop here. And then if I want to add some width to it, I just add a really fast echo. It also has a stunning echo and delay with a bunch of different modes down here. Dual echo. And then there's this rhythm echo, which is crazy for drums. That is wild. Last on this list is called Fab Filter Pro C2, and Fab Filter does not mean that this is a filter in any way. Fab Filter is simply a brand name that produces mixing plugins. This plugin is called Pro C2. It's just a bus compressor with really, really strong sidechaining capabilities, which is why I mainly use it, and really good compression capabilities. That's good for your master, good for drums, bass, leads, and basically any other instrument that you can think of. But there you go, guys. There is a list of 10 must-have plugins for every electronic music producer. If you want a list of these plugins, you can go in the description below and check them all out. And as always, if you would like to learn more about how to use plugins and how to sound design sounds and make melodies, chords, arrangements, and amazing drops, come join me in the EDM bootcamp. I left a link for the bootcamp in the description below as well, and I can't wait to see you in there. Peace out, guys.